Congratulations to you all. Welcome to interview guidance program from Civilsdaily. My name is VP Singh. I'm IRPS 2009 batch. So should we start the process? Shyam, you'll have to wait for some time. I'll give you time for raising your questions. You just hold on. Let me just talk a bit about what are to be taken care of before filling the DAF. Before I'll start taking up your questions, right? So okay, so let's start. So see, I've got sample DAF in front of me. I hope every one of you have seen my video that was uploaded a couple of days back, right? So in case you have seen that video, you all must be aware of the relevance of all the important points that is there in DAF II, right? So let me just quickly go through that DAF. So you have got first point is mother tongue. Okay, fine. Second point that is also important, that is place of birth. You don't have any choice there, but try to understand one thing, that questions are asked related to relevance of or historical importance of your place of birth. So like how did it get its name and something like that. Then where exactly is your father from and where exactly is your mother from. So basic idea is to whether you are aware about your roots or not. I mean, when we are talking about issues and problems in civil services, how open are you, how observant are you about the issues related to the states where your roots are, from your mother's side, from your father's side. So that's your point number 3. Now, coming to point number 4, where you have got all the educational qualifications. See, I have seen students making many mistakes, in fact, silly mistakes. See, these are something which are factual. I mean, there's nothing much to think about before writing. And that's where you commit mistakes. See, any kind of silly mistakes in point number 4, that is your educational qualification, it's a very bad impression about you. Like I had seen, I've seen people making mistakes related to the board or university. Whenever you're feeling about your board or university, just go through the transcript that is given to you by your college. See, it must have mentioned which is the board or university that you have passed from, right? Which is the authority basically which has awarded you your graduation degree or post-graduation. So when you're filling it, it is not going to give you any positive marks. But if you are making any mistakes there, unnecessarily, you are actually, creating trouble for yourself. Why to lose a couple of marks? It gives an impression that you're not very serious while filling your form. Just small things. Then comes the major point where you get all the questions in your mind, and that is related to point number 7. I've talked in detail about this particular part in my video that was uploaded a couple of days back. I mean, either Friday or Saturday, I don't remember. So see, just quickly read what it says. Please give particulars at university, state, or national level. So you've got just 3 levels: university, state, and national level. And now read all those 4 points: A, B, C, D. Prizes, medals, and scholarship. So that means all the prizes that is won at school level has to be either state or national level. So if you have won a prize at school level, it has to be its equivalent should be at a state or national level, like NTSC, or if you have participated in some kind of, say, Olympiad, so state level Olympiad and national level Olympiad. So in case, say, you have studied in a school like DPS or DAV, so any competition that was conducted at national level, that you can mention, like you have won a prize, say, in debate in DPS or DAV. So in that case, you can mention that, okay, it was all India competition in DAV school system or DPS school of systems, and you won first prize, second prize, whatever it is. Then point B is sports, NCC, etc. That means anything related to physical activity that could show your activities are like how much physically capable or active you are. So right, again, if you're writing about sports or NCC, the relevance should be of state or national level. It's like you have, if you, in case you have participated in NCC in school, then you should definitely be have participated in a camp that is organized at the state level. So you should be writing, okay, I have passed B certification, A certification, or C certification, whatever it is. So B certification is at state level. A certificate probably is at national level. So then you should simply not be mentioning that, oh, I was in NCC or something. That is not giving a very good impression. So but in case you're writing, I was a member of NCC, say Navy or Army, and participated in camp organized at the state level, then it fulfills the criteria or the relevance of this particular topic. Then of course, all kind of sports, whether it's a cricket, football, or whatever that you have played, that would come here. But the criteria is that you should have participated at university, state, or national level. Then again, position of distinction leadership held in school or college. Again, if it's a school, it has to be state and national level. If in college, then it should be at university level. Say, if you have studied in Delhi University and you are a student of SRCC, so some competition that is organized at Delhi University level, then you can write. So those who have done engineering, maybe if a system of engineering colleges, say IIT organizes every year inter-IIT meet. So their IIT graduates can write that I participated in, say, cricket or football at inter-IIT level. Then it is at the university level, something like that. So day before yesterday, somebody asked me on the video a question related to, he's a vice president of commerce club of the college. I said, if you have nothing to write and you have not held any position anywhere, anytime, I mean, like whether in school or university or anywhere, then you can write, but then always keep in mind that you have done something substantial, something creative, which you could substantiate, explain, or talk about in interview. Because then they would be asking questions. Okay, you were the convener or vice president of that commerce club. What exactly were you doing? What was the relevance of that club? What is the meaning of that club? Why was it formed? So how exactly it aided to your development or something like that. So this kind of questions should be, answer to this question should be prepared. Then the most important thing, where almost everybody, I mean, like 80% people commit mistake, and they go beyond, they go overboard, that is other extracurricular activities and interests, such as hobbies. See, do write something which you actually are pursuing. Don't write something just because it is fascinating. Don't do that. See, not writing probably would not hamper that much if you write something which you actually are not pursuing. Every year I come across at least 3-4 candidates in mock interviews where they will come and say that, okay, my hobbies are like playing chess or doing painting or like, cooking. And when I ask, they would like, simply, they would not be having any idea. It's like, for them, playing chess is a hobby because they know a couple of, moves, or they at, some time in past had played, or at least they know basic rules of playing chess. No, that's not. That is much more than that. See, hobbies or extracurricular activities, actually, it gives idea about your creative self. So I would suggest that, try to capitalize on this. Try to showcase how creative you as a person you are. See, something which you love doing, and if you love doing something not out of any return or something, then how creative are you in that particular field? So that gives, I mean, how passionate about that particular topic you are, or particular subject. Or see, if you're doing painting, which kind of painting? The moment you start, you say you do painting, think about it. If you are a painter, you would like to know who is the best in that field, and what is that unique thing about that particular painter that has made that particular so famous. So definitely would like to know the kind of theme that painter used, the kind of color combination that painter used, the kind of art, or the school of art that he was following, or he may himself be a particular school of painting. I mean, he might be such a great painter that he himself became a school of painting. So when knowing those people, you would like to definitely think that which kind of painting are you following. If at all you have to categorize yourself, which kind of painter are you? Which school do you belong to? So these kind of questions should naturally come in your mind. But these are the questions those interviewers actually going to ask you. Now, while writing this extracurricular activity, I would suggest, warn you for one thing. See, don't write something, even if you are passionately following that, which has got time bound competitiveness, like playing some Wordle, like currently it's quite famous, Wordle and Sudoku. See what happens. What if the one of the board member gives you a Wordle and says, okay, solve it. How quickly can you solve it? See, try to understand the pressure that you are already in. You have to score there. So that mental pressure is already there on your head. Whatever, I mean, you go to Monk, you talk to me or anybody else. Nobody can deny this fact that when you go for interview, you'll be under tremendous pressure. And you would never like to, increase that pressure on yourself. I mean, the basic idea is to just relax, not to increase the pressure. So by saying this kind of thing that I love playing Sudoku, even if you even if you perform well, I would suggest don't write that. What if some, a board member gives you Sudoku, okay, solve it. What if you could not, or if you've taken some extra time? Probably that interviewer would not reduce your mark, but you would end up increasing pressure on yourself. Don't do that. What's the point? This particular thing is not going to judge your personality. Try to understand that. Playing Wordle or playing Sudoku is not going to make you a greater or poor administrator. It just shows which kind of person you are, how creative you are. I mean, what are your likings and all. That's it. It's a part of your personality. It is not your personality. Your personality has got so many things. Don't try to show something which is very exciting and unique. Don't try to be unique. See, try to understand one thing, that since your the day you were born to this date, every kind of success and failure of yours are because of the person you are, with all your strengths and weaknesses. Why to unnecessarily trying to become a Superman? So don't do that. So these are the things here. And beyond that, service preferences, I already have talked about in my video. That, see, until unless you have got very specific interest or a reason behind choosing anything over IAS or IFS, ideally you should be following the trend. Go for IAS, IPS, IFS, whatever it is. Then IRS. Now IRS custom exercise has got more exciting opportunities. So I would not say earlier IRS IT used to be better than IRS, slightly ahead. I mean, like a positive foot ahead. Now IRS custom exercise and IRS IT both are probably on an equal footing. So if I am to choose, I probably would have gone. I mean, if I were appearing in this era, I probably would have chosen IRS custom exercise. But I would not say that you follow my advice. Between IRS and IT, IRS custom exercise, kind of now they are on equal footing. Then comes audit and account services. All the account services are slightly better than other services. Go for services which has got established cadre system. Let me just give you an example. What exactly am I saying? See, corporate law services. It started way back. Then the cadre was discontinued. I mean, like recruitment was stopped. Then again started. So what happens? Your promotion avenues beyond SA grade. This is the senior administrative grade. Become truncated because IAS would take over. So go for a service which has got established cadre system. Established cadre system means your top boss is from your service only. For say in IAS, the top boss is IAS. IPS, well, I mean, like Home Secretary would be IAS officer, but still below that everybody is IPS only. IFS, again, same boss. Audit account service is a strong cadre service. Only problem is that the top boss is IAS because of the democratic system or the bureaucracy that we have. So similar thing is with a couple of more services. You'll have to, I mean, I'm not going to explain everything here now because I already have made video. New thing that I have to talk about is related to railway services. Now this IRMS is there. See, I have my own reservation right now. In railways, earlier there used to be 9 services, 8 plus 1. Plus 1 is RPF. 8 services are now merged. Nobody knows how exactly is it going to work. There are upheavals there inside the system as well. I don't know what exactly is going to happen to those who are going to get recruited through IRMS. Which service are they going to belong to? 150 vacancies are there. But then whether you'll be allocated IRTS or IRAS or IRPS or engineering services, mechanical, electrical, how exactly are they going to recruit? Are they going for another exam for engineering services? Nobody knows what exactly is going to happen. When these recruitments were separate, still they were like, working in railways is like, a big joint family. And then you get very, very little share and it's a separate system altogether. Try to get into a service which gives you opportunity in case you could not get that top 5 services. Go for a service which gives you more opportunity for your deputation. I mean, like, at least you could salvage your selection. So now that I have given you basic idea about everything, you can shoot your question. So if anybody has got question, please raise your hand. Yes, Soham.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Soham. Tell me.
Sir, I want to ask about your opinion in my hobby is a tree plantation.
Yeah,
not in a mass scale, but small trees or in small quantities. So I am thinking about mentioning them in interest. So what is your opinion on that? It is very diverse. It can lead to anywhere.
Come again. What are your hobbies? Come again.
Tree plantation, sir.
Tree plantation. See, it's not a bad idea. See, last year a student had given this hobby only. But then try to understand: are you actually pursuing this tree plantation? Because they are really, see, at least one IAS officer would be there, and all these IAS officers who have retired in this era have worked in the era during Indira Gandhi. And they must have been DM at that point. And that time, Indira Gandhi government had initiated tree plantation. They wanted to increase the vegetation percentage in India. So they have got very, very rich knowledge about different kind of plants. They would be shooting questions.
Okay, sir.
So
I'm actually pursuing that.
So if you are pursuing, you should be having. See, let me ask you a couple of questions. Do you have any idea about a tree which actually takes sulfur dioxide and releases oxygen? It is planted
Sorry, sir,
planted by the
I
side
don't
of
know.
roads.
I don't know about that.
Try to find out which kind of trees are planted alongside roads, and those one of the tree is very famous because it takes sulfur dioxide and releases oxygen.
I
So
know
that's
some trees, but not this characteristic, sir.
try to find out. Then when Indira Gandhi initiated plantation, then especially Punjab got severely jeopardized because of one particular tree, because it actually takes hell lot of water. Which tree is that? You know that?
No, sir.
Eucalyptus. Read about it.
Eucalyptus, I know about that, but not this
Yeah. So
Punjab link.
see the benefit. Or I mean, the problem with eucalyptus is it takes a lot of water. For admission, it was an easier one because it doesn't take much of a care for growing, because these animals, they don't graze this eucalyptus
Right.
leaves. So they went for that, and it is the chief reason behind desertification of some of the areas of Punjab.
Okay, sir.
So these are the unique things. Or see, I'm 100% sure all the IAS officers who have retired in this era must have worked as DM during Indira Gandhi's period, and they would be really aware of all those tricks and things. So if you're taking plantation, think about it. Okay, somebody, Mahendra has asked me a question. Is Kabaddi a good one? Yeah, it is a good one. Go for it. But read about Pro Kabaddi League and how Pro Kabaddi League is helping the development of Kabaddi. Then why Kabaddi has not been able to reach to international level. I mean, to that scale. I mean, like Olympic and all. So what should be done to improve the level of Kabaddi? Sakshi, I'll come to you later. First, let me ask to Gurpreet. Yeah, Gurpreet, please shoot your question.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. I have joined later. And sir, my hobby is one is tree plantation, which you have already answered. The second hobby is, sir, I like to read books. So, what
Which kind
about
of
your,
books? Which kind of
sir?
books?
Actually, means any type of book who gives me such type of knowledge. And now, from last 6 years, I am involved in the biography of IPS officers.
Let me just clarify a couple of things to you. First thing first, if you are talking about books, then there are classification: fiction, non-fiction. Then if you are going for fiction, which kind of fiction? If you are going for non-fiction, so yours is non-fiction, then autobiography. Autobiography is very specific area, and again you are going more specific, like autobiographies of IPS officer. Why IPS officer? Then the next question comes: which is your first choice? Have you given IPS as first choice?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the next question would come: why IPS? And then questions would be related to, and see, try to understand, if you are going to if you are interested in life of IPS officer, there has to be something very specific or some event in your life that must have given you impetus, some propelling factor, which must have motivated you to read only about IPS officer. Why not IAS officer? Right? So that answer should be ready with you. So prepare
Okay,
that thing first. Okay, Sakshi,
Thank
now
you.
your question.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Sakshi.
I have three questions in my mind. The first question is, I have received C.V. Raman Young Genius Award, but it is at district level, district first.
Okay.
So, do you think it should be considered as a, award?
What's your education qualification?
So, I have done my post graduation in development studies and my graduation in economics and political science.
C.V. Raman award? C.V. Raman is a scientist. How come you got an award in the name of scientist?
It's a school level award.
School level award.
Yeah.
Okay. See, since it's related to C.V. Raman, do write it.
Okay.
You can write. But.
Expect questions.
No. Wait a minute. If you're writing about C.V. Raman, that C.V. Raman award, I've said yes because of one particular reason. See, this year only there was a debate related to couple of scientists who were not given Nobel Prize, right?
Okay.
You know their name? There are at least 3 Indian scientists who were not given Nobel Prize, although they were much deserving, and there were other scientists across the world who were given award based on their work. You know their name?
No, sir, I am not aware of that.
You got to find out then.
Okay.
One is Satyendra Bose.
Okay.
Then there is J.C. Bose.
Okay.
And you got to find the third name, very famous, who is not awarded. He's probably in his 90s now. He was nominated for Nobel Prize for 7 times, and out of that 7 times, 4 times Nobel Prizes were given to somebody else who had worked in his idea, on his theory only. Try to find out. Those questions should be answer to those questions should be ready if you're writing this particular award.
But is it not a problem that it is a school level award because the particulars clearly mentioned it should
it's
be?
It's not a problem. It's an opportunity. It's not a problem. It's an opportunity for you. See, I've said yes only because it's going to give you opportunity to talk about. See, it will display that you are so inquisitive that you got one award, and that's why you read about not only C.V. Raman but couple of more scientists also. See, because C.V. Raman got Nobel Prize. So who all got Nobel Prize and who could not get Nobel Prize as well? What are the scientific? What was the reason that during that time so many people got Nobel Prize or at least got nominated, and why it isn't happening now? So this basically this is going to give you an opportunity so that you are inquisitive, and so try to grab that opportunity. That's it. Yes, Sakshi.
Second question is, sir, I have done community work. Which can it be part of extracurricular activities?
Yeah, it can be, but what was the depth of that community work? I mean, your involvement at what level?
So I was actually involved with SSGs as a facilitator for them to improve their functioning with the sponsor organization.
Okay.
So basically, my work was to improve their functioning as a group, and also in the village itself, create more SSGs so that women can come together. That was my involvement.
Tell me one more thing. Yeah. This NGO where you worked, community work, you did your community work. What is their position and at the national level? What is their spread at national level? Are they local NGOs or they've got presence in other states as well?
No, sir, they are local NGOs only. But it's a good organization. It's a Pardadi Educational Institute. They work good. They have a wide scale.
Then you can go ahead. Yep. What's your first service profession?
It's IAS. It's IAS, IFS. So for the preference, what if I don't choose IPS at all?
No. See, that point I missed. Nobody should write not opted for any service.
Okay,
don't do that.
I can change the preference, but I can keep it in the down.
Keep it at 4th place. They'll get this hint that you are not interested in IPS. It's simple. Huh?
Okay.
The moment you give IRS over IPS, any of the IRS, that means you're not interested in IPS. That's it.
Okay.
But don't write that not opted thing. See, it gives a bad taste. That's it.
Okay.
Any question from you or?
No, sir. That's all. Last question for community work as a part of master's program can be included as an extracurricular activity?
No, just that one part. Like you participated somewhere. Like Gurpreet.
Sir, one question is there. Sir, many times I think, sir, I have done Master of Pharmacy. Then, sir, last year I'm working as a revenue sub inspector, means Patwari Lekpal in UP.
Yeah.
So, sir, and now I have done MA Sociology because sociology gives inspiration to me. So, sir, there will be a question that from pharmacy background you are going to art subjects. One question is this, sir. First of all, one question. Then I will ask second and last.
No, many people do that. See, even IAS officers, IPS officer, when they join service, many of them go for public administration. They go to IRPS to do their public administration. There's absolutely nothing wrong in that. They might ask you a couple of questions, nothing else. If you're sure about sociology, there's nothing wrong in that.
Yes,
in
sir.
fact, in fact, you should expect couple of questions from pharmacy. See,
Okay.
you must have seen this these apps like NetMed, 1mg, and all.
Yes, yes.
So, couple of changes are made that facilitated the coming of these e-companies. So, read
Yes.
about those changes that that were brought in, and what
Yes,
what could be the repercussion. That's it, nothing else.
Yes, sir. Sir, second question is, I'm working at the ground level as a Patwari. Then very well know, sir, the promotion is Kanun Go Tehsildar, Naib Tehsildar, Tehsildar STM. Sir, I have heard that the person who is at lower rank, they don't offer it in civil services. Sir, you better know about this.
I know one IAS officer in my batch only who was Patwari, and then he cleared it. Absolutely nothing. They are not at all. In fact, you have an edge over others. You can gain with your knowledge of the ground level working, but make sure when you are elaborating on your experience at the ground level working, don't be negative.
Okay, sir.
Try to project your positive. See, everybody can say negative things about your bureaucracy, Indian bureaucracy.
Yes.
But what is the positive things that actually keeps you motivated? So, see, negative things never motivate people, and at least at the young age. See, when you gain experience at the old age, you become circumspect, and then you become all negativity comes in. But at the early age, you should be always positive about things, right?
Yes, sir. And sir, I'm 31-year-old right now, and sir, there will be a question: can age matters or not, sir?
See, kind of answer that you give, you will not be they would not expect you to give childish answers. See, answer of a 21-year, 22 years candidate, and answer of a 31 years old candidate would differ. See, a couple of mistakes that a 21, 22 years old candidate can afford, you probably would not be able to. You'll have to be very specific with what you're saying, right?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Risha.
So, sir, actually, sir, I'm Richa Ratnam. Indian Railway. I'm currently posted in Indian Railway Traffic Services.
Yeah, Sajal was telling me about you.
Yes, sir.
You are supposed to talk to me tomorrow at 6.
Yes, sir. But actually, sir, I have to submit my DAF. So I have 2-3 queries regarding that.
Yeah, tell me.
The first one is, sir, sir, I have actually won one prize in Labasna for my script writing. And so I can add that prize.
Sure, go ahead, right?
Okay. And second, sir, I was a group leader of my Himalayan trek group. So I can write that also in my leadership.
No, you're already working. You're 2019 batch IRTS, na?
Yes, sir. No, I have taken EUL, na, so I have just.
Have you joined railway services, or still on leave?
No, I have joined it.
Have you completed training?
No, sir. I'm just 3 months before I have joined the services.
Okay. Still, you have got 3 months of exposure in railways.
Yes, sir.
Railways. You'll get questions from railways. Don't worry. Only railways. They'll be asking not many questions related to railways. Restructuring, railways performance, railways operating ratios, so many things. Modernization.
That we will discuss it tomorrow.
Yeah, we will be talking. We will be talking about that tomorrow.
Yes, sir. And one more question, sir. regarding my hobbies. My hobby is reading non-fiction historical book. So is it fine, sir? Because I read books like written by Manu Pillai or Eric Foner. I have recently completed all those books. Rebel Sultan, written by Manu Pillai, and Ivory Throne, and one book
How
written by...
many books have you read? Tell me. If it is less than 10,
No, more
I'll
than
have
10,
my
sir.
reservation.
More than 10, sir. Because
More
my
than
optional
10.
is also history. So I think I have read
Then
a
it's
lot of
fine.
men. Yes.
But keep one thing in mind.
Yes, sir.
That in case they ask you some non-functional book or non-fictional book or autobiography, don't get perturbed if you don't know the name.
Okay, sir.
You'll have to maintain your calm, because see, those guys are really quite well read. So
yes, sir.
there are chances that they will throw some names which probably would not have heard. So
okay,
you'll have to just keep your calm. That's it.
Okay, sir.
And one pet question: which is the recent book that you have read?
Yes, sir. So that I will tell. Fiery Trial by Eric Foner. Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Soham has asked one question. Where to place Danix? Yeah, if you are physically fit, if you love police, I would say put Danips above Danix. Yeah, देखो Danix में there is a problem. Danix में first you will have to start with Andaman, Goa, Delhi आते आते बहुत time लग जाएगा, and Delhi में you will not have enough power. So Danix, if you can, I would say Danix ऊपर रखो, Danix थोड़ा नीचे रखो बाबा. Accounts first. So IAS, IPS, IRS, IAS, IPS, IFS, IRS, audit accounts, all the account services. Or agar if you love police, so DANIPS above all those subsidiary account services, and like civil accounts and armed forces account services, whatever it is. And if you love police, then put DANIPS above all, and immediately after say audit account. DANIPS is a good service. अगर पुलिस पसंद है तो, इफ यू डोंट लाइक पुलिस तब तो रहने दो. फिर डैनिक्स में एक्चुअली यार फिर वही है, अगर इफ यू आर इन गोवा, अंडमान में हो, यू विल हैव टू सी, इट्स अ टफ चॉइस. I had not given higher preference in my own DAF. So Danix का देख लो. Yeah, tell me.
It is about zones. I'm from Maharashtra. So Marathi and Hindi is languages we do know and speak. So which zone to put after Maharashtra वाला zone, zone 3, zone 5 south वाला या फिर north वाले zones?
यार एक काम करो, let me just open the DAF. Zone में you should go with, wait a minute. So your go with यार ये go with the first तुम्हारा वाला जोन 5 में you are in
zone 3 में है हमारा.
जोन 3 में है छत्तीसगढ़, गुजरात. तुम्हारा अच्छा जोन है यार, you should be able to get that. उसके बाद how do you find north? देखो यार, frankly speaking, north में corruption है. I don't know, I mean how you, what's your take on corruption? But यार अभी देखो आम आदमी पार्टी का गवर्नमेंट आया, I don't know about पंजाब, but अभी तक पंजाब में काफी करप्शन है. हिमाचल इज गुड, बट देन यार वो पहाड़ है, I mean हिली रीजन, बहुत जल्दी बोर हो जाओगे. हरियाणा स्टिल, I mean करप्शन है यार. एगमेंट इज गुड, बट देन 2-3 साल के लिए you will have to go to नॉर्थ ईस्ट. सो देखो जोन 1 में प्रॉब्लम यह है कि यू विल हैव गॉट टू स्टेट्स व्हिच हैज गॉट हिल्स, सो लाइफ थोड़ा सा टफ हो जाएगा. पंजाब एंड हरियाणा हैज गॉट करप्शन. राजस्थान प्रोमोटी एसोसिएशन बहुत स्ट्रांग है. आई थिंक 60% ऑफ द डिस्ट्रिक्ट इन राजस्थान आर मैन्ड बाय प्रोमोटी ऑफिसर्स. सो वहां उनकी लॉबी बहुत स्ट्रांग है. जोन 1 के साथ ये रिजर्वेशन है मेरी. जोन 2 तो रहने दो, बहुत पॉलिटिक्स है, बिहार, झारखंड, उड़ीसा, उत्तराखंड. जोन 3 तुम्हारा हो गया. जोन 4 इज नॉर्थ ईस्ट. जोन 5 भर दो, गिव जोन 5. आंध्रा इज अ गुड कैडर बाय द वे. आंध्रा एंड कर्नाटक.
In zone 5, Telangana, Andhra, Karnataka. How to prioritize?
Andhra first. Andhra is a good. Telangana is first, then Andhra,
Okay.
then Karnataka, then Tamil, and then Kerala. Kerala
Okay, sir.
end में.
Okay, sir.
Gursimrat, I'm working on that part here. तुम्हारा unmute क्यों नहीं हो रहा है? Give me some time. I'll talk to you. If it doesn't work, I'll talk to you one to one. Just have patience. Sakshi, do you still have got any question? Yeah, shoot your
So I
question.
wanted to discuss about my hobby. So my hobby, I personally am very keen on collecting and writing postcards. So is it a good hobby for that?
हाँ, अच्छी हॉबी है, गुड है. अगर if you still have, I mean, if you have really pursued it, it's a good hobby. अच्छा है, नया है, different है, and it shows that somebody has done something on it.
Okay. So what kind of probable questions I can expect?
Yeah, सबसे पहले तो history. I mean,
History.
there are
Okay.
people who have written really, I mean, they have done,
Letters.
This is a unique field, So go for the history first. Try to trace the history. How exactly did it start?
Okay.
इस पे कोई ना कोई book लिखी होगी किसी ने, based on this particular theme.
Okay.
Try to find out that book.
There's a full school of letters that was there in my college. So I think I can look up on it.
हाँ, नया है, different है.
ठीक है sir. Wait.
You can, yeah. Gursimrat, you have got now. Gursimrat, try to unmute yourself. I think now it's working because Sakshi could unmute herself. Could you please try? Otherwise, your question is, having NCC BNC certificate will help in IPS side. It gives a very positive image of yours. That first thing is you're physically and mentally quite fit. That's a good two good criteria for IPS. Yes, it will indirectly help, but they would be evaluating your personality also. Good thing, yeah. You should mention that. It should help, yeah. It does. I had my BNC certificate, and although I had given IPS as second choice, but they did ask me why not IPS as the first choice. Maybe because of this NCC BNC certificate. So yeah, yes.
Good, sir. Good evening,
Yeah,
sir.
tell me your question.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, I have my hobby as a painting, but sir, I have won prize at state level for Sorhi painting, as well as for sketching. And sir, another prize I have the national level prize for pottery making. Sir, I don't want to put my hobby like simply as a painting. I want to make it more precise. Sir, how to write it in that? So exactly how to write it, sir? Like.
So if you want to make it more precise, then write like hobby as a painting as a hobby, and उसमें साथ में bracket में लिख दो कि you have won a prize, a state level prize.
At the same place.
Yeah. Same place लिख दो. थोड़ा सा deviation है, but then I mean if you want to go so precise, or do one thing, the theme in which you won the prize, state level.
Yes, sir.
You write that particular theme, that I paint only in this particular theme.
Yes, sir.
So write that, I paint in XYZ, whatever theme that you're talking about.
And so
only that.
Sir, what should be the sequence like for achievement? It should be like national to state to district in that sequence, or
what matters? See, if you have won a prize at national level,
yes, sir,
that itself is good enough. You don't need to write about state level prize then. But yes, then if you write, hardly matters. But you write all three.
Fields are different, sir.
Then first thing first that the one that where you won the national level prize.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
अच्छा, Arun has got one question. Sir, ICLS and postal में से किसको प्रायोरिटी देना चाहिए? यार देखो, पोस्टल के साथ एक प्रॉब्लम है. पोस्टल के साथ सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम ये है कि पोस्टल सर्विस इज ए ओल्ड सर्विस. It tried to invent itself with this project Arrow, and they started this payment bank, and they've got this IT services from Infosys, that Finacle or something. But the problem is that the ground level, they still not have been able to harness the potential that they have. See, initially they collaborated with Flipkart to deliver their products in remote villages. But unfortunately, now you see, even Flipkart has got its own courier services. Postal में यार वो दिख मतलब I myself was quite hopeful about growth in postal services, but यार वो हो नहीं रहा है. Good part is कि postal के साथ सबसे अच्छी सब बात ये है कि इनका अपना कैडर है. The top boss would be from postal services, but the bad part कि यार इनोवेशन कुछ हो नहीं रहा है. आई एम नॉट श्योर कि कल को पता चला कि मोदी डिसाइडेड टू क्लोज डाउन पोस्टल, टेलीग्राफ वाला बंद कर दिया ना. व्हाट इफ मोदी गवर्नमेंट डिसाइड्स टू क्लोज दिस पोस्टल सर्विस? सो ICLS ऊपर रखो. कॉर्पोरेट लॉ है, मोदी का एक मोदी नहीं बोलना यार, आवर प्राइम मिनिस्टर हैज गॉट दिस फोकस ऑन व्हाट इज से corporate culture. So ICLS को ऊपर रखो यार. गुरसिमरत.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, गुरसिमरत. बताओ भाई, काफी देर बाद पहुंचे तुम. Finally, yeah.
Yes, sir. I want to discuss about my hobbies. So I have played basketball and bhangra. As I'm a basketball national player, had been, and second is bhangra. So what kind of questions do you expect from these two?
और बास्केटबॉल में तो बहुत सारा है यार. बास्केटबॉल तो पूरा स्पोर्ट्स है. बास्केटबॉल के बारे में इफ यू एनीथिंग एंड एवरीथिंग रिलेटेड टू बास्केटबॉल इन US, यार उधर तो बहुत फेमस है यार. मैजिक जॉनसन एंड व्हाट नॉट.
Yes, sir. I know the players, the dimension, the rules.
Shaq.
LeBron James. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Shaq is there. Magic Johnson is there. So many people are there. I mean, like rules तो है ही है.
Yes, sir. And about the bhangra?
Bhangra में origin.
The history.
What's your height, by the way, Gursimran?
6 feet.
6 feet. So that's what. एक ये क्वेश्चन जरूर रहेगा कि you have chosen bhangra, I mean like basketball just because of your height, or you had a serious interest in that?
No, I had a serious interest in school days in 8th. I wanted to increase the height, definitely, but I joined because of the. But as I played, I developed interest in that, and then I played national under 19.
How to increase the popularity of basketball?
So definitely by providing better infrastructure, promoting it, the leagues, which new league has also come up in the last 2 years. The basketball
वो सारी
league.
चीजें ना. More than rules, एक आध rules पे क्वेश्चन आएगा. See, you have participated at national level, so they probably would not be asking anything related to rules. What they would be interested in कि
how to promote,
improve the presence of basketball.
Okay, sir.
And couple of simple tricky questions like what is the weight of that ball, dimension of the board,
430 grams. Yeah, sir.
How much weight can it hold?
Okay.
वो Shaq 2-3 बार उसने पता नहीं कितने बार ये तोड़ा हुआ है वो बास्केट. उस पे वो
the board, yes, sir.
या मंकी की तरह जंप करते उसने या. So उसको reinforcement का रूल्स उन्होंने चेंज किया था.
Yes, sir.
तो वो जरा पता कर लेना यार. वो 3 बार चेंज हुआ है. उनके जो इंटरनेशनल कमिटी है, they have changed that rule of that weight that it can hold.
Okay, sir. I'll look for it. Okay, sir.
Yeah.
The specifications. Okay. And sir, bhangra about the history and types. Yes, sir.
हाँ, भांगड़ा में बाबा why bhangra, just because you're Punjabi?
No, sir. Obviously, it is popular in our state as well, but it is very exhausting and even takes. Obviously, it is related to our culture as well, culture of Punjab, and on
Yeah,
in the
give you
same way.
something. The moment you write bhangra, they would not be asking questions related to bhangra, but they would go to gitta and all. So I hope, I mean, you are aware of those other types of dance.
I am comfortable about bhangra, the giddas and sammi and all the folk dances. I'll cover that, but I am afraid they won't take too much into cultural part and other cultural dances.
See, I tell you something. See, these kind of questions usually do not, deduct your marks, and these are not to judge your personality. These are basically, to set a tone to the interview.
Okay.
So see, these are just, in food it's a starter, I mean soup and then starter and then main course kind of thing.
Yes, and
So they try to set the tone. for the
Yes,
interview.
and the third hobby I had to fill. I had two options. I had to fill declamation or debates, and the other option is I had to fill Punjabi Sufi poetry, especially of Baba Bulle Shah. So because that's Punjabi literature is my optional, so I
यार बाबा बुल्ले शाह के बाद what's your optional by the way?
Punjabi literature. Punjabi literature. I'm a doctor, but
पंजाबी
I have
लिटरेचर बाबा
Punjabi
बुल्ले
literature.
शाह यार बाबा बुल्ले शाह
पर मुझे कि सूफीज्म में फंसा ना ले ज्यादा.
यार देखो उसमें प्रॉब्लम है कोई ना कोई अगर ऐसा मिल गया आईएएस ऑफिसर ना बहुतों का इंटरेस्ट रहता है बाबा बुल्ले शाह में.
हाँ मतलब आई नो द बेसिक नॉलेज है बुल्ले शाह मतलब उनकी काफियां पता है मुझे उनका हिस्ट्री पता है जैसे
यार देखो बहुत सारा तुम्हारे पास ऑलरेडी बहुत है. डोंट यार बाकी चीजें भी उनको तुमसे पूछनी है ना.
सो डेक्लेमेशन डिबेट शुड आई फिल और डेक्लेमेशन इज अ सेफ बेट.
यार देखो डिबेट डाल सकते हो सकता है दे माइट आस्क यू टू स्पीक अ कपल ऑफ मिनट्स ऑन अ पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक. दे माइट गिव यू अ टॉपिक एंड से कि चलो बोलो 2 मिनट.
That is good.
डिबेट डाल दो यार वो ठीक है. बोले साहब को जाने दो यार.
Another
क्वेश्चन बढ़ाना.
Yes sir. Another major dilemma I was facing about was the service preference.
Hold. देखो it's for others also. Try to understand one thing. You have got 20-25 minutes only. 20-25 minutes में 2 question or 25 question. Which is going to give you more marks?
Yes sir.
25 questions can give you more marks.
Yes sir.
Because that means they could get enough time to judge 25 different points of your personality.
Yes sir, definitely. Okay.
So be precise and be diverse.
Okay.
क्यों देना यार एक ही जगह पे रोक के रखोगे तो यार बाकी जगह के लिए टाइम नहीं मिलेगा ना. फिर they'll watch they'll look at the watch and they'll say कि ठीक है यार जाओ. फिर पता चला कि तुम्हारा जो स्ट्रेंथ है वो रह गया वैसे ही.
Yes sir. So one apprehension I had of service choice, like I was very apprehensive to fill IPS first, but like all my parents and the secretaries I met in last 2 days, they were like fill IAS first. So I'm in a dilemma.
I tell you something. IAS प्रमोशन एकदम मतलब बेसिक लेवल पे बात किया जाए. IAS में you get first promotion in 3 years, IPS में 4 years. Second promotion 7 years, IPS में 8 years. Third promotion 12 years सबको चलो मिल जाता है. Fourth promotion IAS में 16 years में मिलेगा ही मिलेगा. 14 years में sorry. बाकी को 16, 18, 20 ऐसा होता है. ठीक है.
Yes sir. I'm open to, but the only apprehension I have is like about cadre. I'm very cadre conscious. I'm like if I fill IPS first, I may get a good cadre in IAS if I come in end.
देखो अभी ये जो तुम सोच रहे हो ना ये ज्यादा ट्रिकी है. अभी current system of cadre allocation is trickier than the previous system. So system in our time was much straighter than this system. Don't think about if you fill IPS you'll get better cadre and in IAS you will not. Don't go by that. See, the first thing that you should think about is getting good rank, good marks. Forget about that cadre thing. See, I tell you something. यार नाम नहीं लेना चाहिए but क्या करूं. There's a girl last to last year. Yeah.
Yes sir.
She was in top 15. ठीक है.
Yes sir.
Didn't get Rajasthan cadre.
Yes sir.
मणिपुर कैडर. आप बोलो.
So, that is what I'm scared of.
तो why are you thinking about कैडर? जो हो यार don't think about फ्यूचर में क्या होगा. फ्यूचर को प्रोटेक्ट करो. अभी you try to protect your present. Don't think about future.
But sir, if I fill IPS, मतलब I'll get more chances.
मैं वही तो समझा रहा हूँ तुम्हें. She got top 15 rank, right?
Yes,
ideally she should have got her choice. राजस्थान कैडर.
अगर सर वो IPS भर्ती तो उसको मिल ही जाता ना. फिर तो फर्स्ट होती.
जरूरी नहीं है. नहीं कोई जरूरी नहीं है. अभी तो रोस्टर सिस्टम है ना. See, you have given last year कहाँ पे रोस्टर बंद हुआ वहां से होगा. What if there is no post? I mean और भी तो है यार. जनरल कैटेगरी SC ST है OBC है यार. बहुत सारी चीजें हैं. तुम्हारा ओपन ही नहीं हुआ यार वहाँ पे. तुम्हारे बाद ओपन हुआ. अभी क्या करोगे. ये बात नहीं है. Don't go by that. That should not be. See, getting a good cadre should not be a criteria of filling a service. Fill the service because that service is either best suited to you, or you just love that service, or it is going to give you best career opportunity. That's it. That should be the only criteria, nothing else. Yes, abhi wo. What's your age, Gursimrat?
24 फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट सर।
हाँ समझ गया मैं, 24 के एज में ये सब सारे खुराफात दिमाग में आते हैं।
सर
ये
यस
अर्ली एज के ये सब खुराफात है। वो जब भी 24 से 34 44 हो गए ना, देन वी रियलाइज कि यार क्या स्टुपिडिटी थी उस टाइम का। ये सब
आई शुड फील IAS एज फर्स्ट प्रेफरेंस
हाँ
अकॉर्डिंग
हाँ
टू यू।
एकदम बिल्कुल, ये नए एज की स्टुपिडिटी है। डोंट गो बाय ये, आई डोंट सब्सक्राइब दैट भाई, ये सब बंद करो। दैट्स व्हाई आई एम हियर। मुझे पता था कोई ना कोई ऐसा मिलेगा जो ये जो है ना यंग एज का के खुराफात उसके दिमाग में। डोंट डू दैट।
Okay, sir,
IAS
IAS first.
या
And
अरुण।
what should be the cadre sequence, state sequence? Punjab first, then what next? Zones and all.
यार देखो
I'm from
तुम्हारा तो
Punjab.
एडमिट वाला पहला तुमने भर दिया।
पंजाब पहले।
हाँ ठीक है पंजाब। यार देखो
उसके बाद महाराष्ट्र।
अच्छा मतलब वो जोन तो तुमने एक ले लिया ना।
हाँ जी पंजाब।
पंजाब वाला जोन ले लिया, उसमें जो भी तुम डालोगे। हाँ महाराष्ट्र वाला नो डाउट बहुत बढ़िया है। वो चारों बहुत बढ़िया है यार।
पंजाब के बाद
तीन तो
महाराष्ट्र।
बहुत बढ़िया है यार। गुजरात MP एंड महाराष्ट्र। आई नो पर्सनली, आई नो दीज आर 3 गुड कैडर्स।
कि पंजाब महाराष्ट्र, महाराष्ट्र के बाद
देखो पंजाब के बाद महाराष्ट्र कैसे भर दोगे? तुम्हारा जोन 1 का पहला सारे प्रेफरेंस
नहीं, पर एक जोन से एक होगा ना सेलेक्ट, उसके बाद सेकंड जोन में जाना पड़ता है, ऐसे नहीं है
सेकंड
सर?
जोन में जाओ तो फिर तुम उसको दो। यार बड़ा कंफ्यूजिंग है यार। तीनों गुजरात दे दो। सेकंड गुजरात,
सेकंड गुजरात, देन थर्ड साउथ वाला कि यूपी बिहार वाला?
यूपी
एंड फोर्थ साउथ एंड फिफ्थ वुड बी नॉर्थ ईस्ट, राइट? और उस नॉर्थ ईस्ट के बाद पंजाब में क्या दूं? साउथ में तेलंगाना पहले दे दूं कि आंध्र दे दूं?
तेलंगाना, हैदराबाद। अरे बाबा तभी तो जाओगे। आंध्र में किधर जाओगे?
एंड आफ्टर ये सब खत्म हो जाएगा, फिर फर्स्ट में पंजाब के बाद हरियाणा दूं कि एगमुट दूं?
एगमुट दे दो। एगमुट अच्छा है यार। 3 साल के लिए जाओगे नॉर्थ ईस्ट, बट देन उसके बाद
ओनली 3 इयर्स नॉर्थ ईस्ट होता है, उसके बाद आई कैन स्टे इन चंडीगढ़ दिल्ली।
अरे IPS को कोई नहीं, IAS IPS को कोई नहीं भेजता यार इधर उधर।
ठीक है सर, मतलब उसके बाद चंडीगढ़ दिल्ली तक यू कैन स्टे। ओके,
अनटिल अनलेस कि यू आर अ फाइटर और जो कहीं कहीं लड़ाई करते रहते हो तो फिर तो अलग बात है, अदरवाइज नहीं।
ओके सर।
बस जबरदस्ती का अगर तुम्हारे लाइफ में चुल नहीं मचाने का है तो कुछ दिक्कत नहीं होती।
ओके सर, थैंक यू सर, दैट्स वर द डाउट्स आई हैड। थैंक यू सर।
अरुण।
हेलो सर,
या
एम आई ऑडिबल?
हाँ हाँ
सर मेरा एक तो ये है कि कॉलेज में मेरा NCC था 2 साल, बट मेरे को मुझे सर्टिफिकेट नहीं मिला था बिकॉज मैं दूसरे सेमिनार वगैरह में गया था, तो कैंप नहीं अटेंड कर पाया था।
सर्टिफिकेट देखो, सर्टिफिकेट नहीं मिला तो सर्टिफिकेट मत लिखो, बट आई एम श्योर यू मस्ट हैव अटेंडेड द कैंप।
सर वो पूरी तरह नहीं अटेंड हुआ था तो।
तुम कैंप पे गए ही नहीं?
हाँ, क्योंकि मेरा वो था, वो एक्चुअली क्या था कि इंडस्ट्रियल विजिट था उसी टाइम पे। तो
देखो लिख तो दो। अगर इफ यू जेन्युइनली हैड डन दैट लिख दो वहां पे।
ठीक है सर। और सर ये हॉबी में मैंने एक ही रखी है, ये वॉलंटियरिंग फॉर सोशल इनिशिएटिव्स इन एजुकेशन सेक्टर।
यार आइडियली हॉबी सिर्फ एक होनी चाहिए। तुम्हारे पास टाइम कहाँ से है यार? 24 आवर्स में 8 आवर्स तो स्लीप लोगे। 8 आवर्स पढ़ाई करोगे तो हॉबी किधर कब परस्यू करने का तुमको टाइम मिल रहा है? तुम 4 हॉबी परस्यू कर लो। See, ideally nobody should have more than one hobby because nobody can have enough time to pursue more than one hobby. But अभी लोग कहते हैं कि यार they have got so many hobbies, so I don't say much. But ideally you should have just one hobby. I had the only one.
तो सर इसके लिए कैसे प्रिपेयर करना चाहिए?
हाँ हॉबी बोलो, तुम्हारा क्या बोला तुमने?
सर वॉलंटियरिंग फॉर सोशल इनिशिएटिव्स इन एजुकेशन सेक्टर।
एजुकेशन सेक्टर में वॉलंटियर कर रहे हो? क्या कर रहे हो बाबा?
सर मैंने टीच फॉर इंडिया में काम किया है। मैंने एक दृष्टि एक NGO है, उसका मैं भी को-फाउंडर था, तो तब भी काम किया था कॉलेज के
देखो यार, एक सबसे फंडामेंटल क्वेश्चन दैट इज आस्क्ड इन टीचिंग एज अ हॉबी इज दैट व्हाट इज दैट
मेरा, बट सर आई एम नॉट डूइंग इट
just because your hobby. You see, not necessarily that you should be teaching. See, just because you are in Teach India, the first question that comes that what is the most important aspect of that is important for becoming a teacher? Audience से connect या dialogue delivery या command over the subject, क्या
कनेक्शन
क्वेश्चंस आएंगे। अब दूसरी बात है, now that you were working there, why didn't you pursue that thing as your career?
सर वो
Why
मेरे
civil
पास
services?
है आंसर, क्योंकि एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव इश्यूज मेरे को ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट लगे, क्योंकि वहाँ पे वर्कफोर्स की कमी नहीं थी जो इस गवर्नमेंट स्कूल्स में मैं गया
See,
था।
I tell you one thing, Arun.
Yes,
Whenever
sir.
you are talking about issues in society, kabhi bhi never try to project administration in a bad light.
हाँ कह सकते हैं,
See,
बट
there are two things: administrative deficiencies and administrative weakness. So there always can be administrative deficiencies. There should not be administrative weaknesses. See, like मतलब एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन नहीं कर रहा था, ये गलत चीज है कहना।
नहीं मैं हाँ
एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन के तरफ
वीकनेस
से या
कुछ पॉइंट्स थे जो
हाँ,
सुधारे जा
देखो
सकते हैं।
आपको कुछ इस तरह से कहना है, द वे आई मीन द वे शुड बी लाइक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन के और भी कि अपने कंपल्सन है कुछ जहां पर कि एनजीओज कैन ऑलवेज फिल इन। सो एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन कैन नॉट ऑलवेज रीच एवरीवेयर। At many places, administration should just play a role of facilitator, which administration is doing, and NGO is needed in that part. Because NGO can also work as a feedback mechanism, right? So वो वाला part थोड़ा सा वो कर लेना. In case you are coming for mock, I'll be asking this question and then we'll discuss on this, because this is something very serious. और अगर तुम YouTube पे देख सको सिविल्स डेली के इंटरव्यूज, मॉक इंटरव्यूज, देयर आर कपल ऑफ guys who had this hobby, they got selected also. He थी last year 400 something rank थी. He had this particular hobby only. There are a couple of candidates who had this hobby. So if you can go through their mocks, you'll get all your doubts clear.
ठीक है सर।
Sakshi still have got some questions?
सर मेरे पास एक और है मेरा क्वेश्चन।
Yes, sir.
अच्छा साक्षी, जस्ट अ मोमेंट, अरुण को एक लास्ट क्वेश्चन। हाँ अरुण पूछो।
सर मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि जो प्राइजेस मेडल्स वाला जो है उसमें ये अभी रिसेंटली IIM विशाखापट्टनम ने पॉलिसी ड्राफ्टिंग पे एक ऑर्गेनाइज किया था, वो उसमें मेरा 5th पोजीशन आया था, तो उसको मेंशन करना सही है या नहीं करना चाहिए? बट ये पब्लिक पॉलिसी से रिलेटेड था।
कौन सी एजेंसी ऑर्गेनाइज कर रही थी?
IIM जो वाइजैग विशाखापट्टनम जो नया खुला है।
और कुछ नहीं है तुम्हारे पास?
और कुछ तो है, एक तो है मेरा गेट का रैंक है मेरे पास।
नहीं गेट का रैंक नहीं यार, ये सब कुछ नहीं यार। मैं आपको
गेट में रैंक 1 था।
गेट रैंक 1?
जी सर।
लिखो गेट रैंक 1
सोशियोलॉजी में।
यार देखो एक चीज समझो जरा।
जी सर।
तुम अगर अपने आप को बहुत ज्यादा लिमिटेड रखोगे ओनली इन दैट हॉबी वाला पोर्शन ना, तो बाकी क्वेश्चंस के लिए टाइम दोगे ना बोर्ड को?
जी सर।
So try to everybody please try to understand, hobbies should be used to steer the interview. देखो एक एजेंडे के साथ जाओ, ठीक है? उनको ऐसा क्यों दो जिससे कि they start asking question the way you have prepared. नहीं तो the way they have prepared, तो फिर यार फिर तो तुम्हें लगेगा दुनिया में कहीं से भी क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे हैं। तो try to use the interview this hobby wala portion na, hobby and everything that is mentioned there to steer the interview. सिर्फ वहीं से क्वेश्चन देखो, this particular section does not give you marks, it gives you an opportunity to project yourself. use it that way. इससे वो ये नहीं कि यार यहाँ पे मैंने 50 चीजें लिख दी है तो मतलब कि तुम्हारा मार्क्स कंफर्म होगा, ऐसा नहीं होता यार, ठीक है? So don't try to clutter that part. वो चीजें जो 2-4 चीजें जो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। सी मेरा वीडियो देखना, अभी वीडियो जो 2-3 दिन पहले अपलोड किया है, उसमें मैंने एक डैश डाला है। उस बंदे ने पूरा he has cluttered that portion. उसने लाइफ में जो कुछ किया सब कुछ डाल दिया यार, कौन पढ़ेगा फिर उसको बताओ? And the moment the board starts reading that, they are going to waste their time on that. फिर 20 मिनट्स के बाद वो भगा देंगे। Always feel those couple of important achievement of yours, so that your interview is very focused in a particular direction and you should be able to steer the interview. ये याद रखो बस, ठीक है?
ठीक है सर।
ओके साक्षी।
यस सर। सर मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि लीडरशिप पोजीशन को कितना लिमिट करना चाहिए. Like I have 4 leadership positions. I am able to prioritize 2. तो और लिखना चाहिए नहीं लिखना चाहिए is my question.
नहीं, tell me those 2 positions. Which are
The
those
other,
positions?
which I am able to prioritize or which I am not able to prioritize.
Tell me all those 4 positions. I'll tell you which one to write, which one not to.
Okay. So the first position I have prioritized is elected representative for committee for prevention for sexual harassment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and the second one is financial secretary for the department.
Mm-hmm.
And the third position is security subhead for the college. And the fourth position is placement coordinator for the department.
Okay, first and fourth, sexual harassment and placement coordinator.
Okay, not about financial security.
नहीं. क्यों? Because the moment you are writing, see, are you comfortable with all the? I mean, how good are you at economics?
So my core subject in graduation is economics.
Civil services में बोलो. Optional.
Civil services में. Sociology.
Yeah. Sociology. See, if I ask you a question related to economic policy of Government of India, especially in pandemic and post pandemic, can you defend government's policy or criticize government's policy confidently?
Yes, I can defend it confidently. In a sense where I can use how the PLI, the scheme that government has launched, actually has pushed so
Not
much
just see,
of,
don't be specific. Don't be specific. See, you'll have to tell me the overall picture. Like why? I mean, see, there are a couple of things. Try to understand. First, lockdown. Who decided about lockdown? Was this a good measure? Once lockdown was, what's the rationale of lockdown? Then the nosedive of economic performance. Then the revival, V-shaped revival, and then all these. See, these measures, PLIs and all, these are to support economic growth. These are not part of policy per se as such. So these are the boosters. So first thing first, can you think as a finance minister? Because then the question would be, what government should have done, and what are the things that government did not do right. If you're confident about it, go ahead, then leave the fourth one. I've given the fourth one just for one reason.
So I think I'm more confident with
if you're confident, go ahead.
I'm more confident with financial secretary. Actually,
would you be coming for mock?
Yes, sir. I'll be coming for the mock this Sunday.
Then I'll be asking questions. Don't worry. Then we'll prepare there. So okay, you write sexual harassment and this economic
financial secretary.
Yeah, and
okay,
rest assured, I'm going to ask a couple of questions on sexual harassment. So prepare about it. Then I give you a couple of hints.
Yes,
that Vishakha committee, role of Vishakha committee in curbing sexual harassment.
Sexual harassment. Yes.
Women are. I'm giving you topic. Women are women also are a hindrance in curbing sexual harassment. That will be my question. I'm telling you question. Prepare about it. I'll ask the same question, and you'll have to answer there in the mock. Okay, and I'll give you one case study also.
Sir, one. Okay, sir. I have nothing to write in NCC and sports columns. Is it a problem?
Nothing. नहीं खेला बाबा. उसमें क्या? What's wrong with that? I didn't play.
Okay.
I love reading. I love playing carrom board. उसमें क्या?
ठीक है. Sir, last question. I am not sure. I spoke to sir about it. He said not avoid this. What's your opinion on this? Like as my extracurricular activity, I was like very actively involved in LGBTQ community collective. Again in my college itself. So is it a good point to write? I think I was thinking to writing, but sir also suggested it could be controversial as the board members are of a age where they may be rigid about those things.
Come again. Tell me your hobby. I mean, community
Not
service.
a hobby. No, it's a LGBTQ collective. It's a part of my college collective, which I was actively part of that, where we discuss
LGBT.
sexuality,
On
gender.
LGBT.
Yes, sir.
What's wrong in that?
Yes.
Yeah. Why shouldn't you be participating?
Yes, sir. I wanted to write, but I was still
Right.
confused with Sajal
Go
sir's
ahead,
comment.
There's nothing wrong here. They are humans, Baba. They are humans like you and me. Do they
Yes,
have
sir.
any patch on their, I mean, a stamp on their head that they are different? No. So you are what you did. You are actually trying to educate society that they are just humans like us. Simple. There would be questions. There definitely would be questions.
They would
They would be
yes.
asking.
That I'm comfortable with.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, you have given me another point. I'm going to ask questions related to that also.
So, sir, like last time you were saying,
see, these things are basically giving impression about your inclination, your your thought process. It's a good thing. Nah? You are trying to expose yourself to the board. The more you expose yourself to the board, more the chances of you getting marks. So simple. See, getting more number of questions is not bad. Getting less number of questions is bad. Getting a debate, getting a debate in interview is good. Getting a monotonous interview is bad. Having disagreement in the board is good.
Just how you said that some one person has the extracurricular part so clustered that the board members read it and they got confused and then they got over with it. So is it a
I tell you something.
because already I am with 4 extracurriculars.
See, they have written two things: interest and extracurricular. So one thing is your interest and one thing is your extracurricular. Interest and extracurricular. See, just read what is written there. It says other extracurricular activities and interest, such as hobbies. See,
yes.
Extracurricular is a different thing. Interest is a different thing. And intent, I mean, like very intense interest is your hobby. So I might be having interest in teaching students. But then that might not be my hobby. So, if you're doing it, it's fine. But then whole system should not be so cluttered. I mean, like, one specific, see, you have nothing to write in sports, na. Okay, you are doing something, Baba. See, if I'm doing sports also, and I'm doing four things here also, then the obvious question is how do you get the time? How do you manage your time? But you're not doing anything in sports. Yeah, you're devoted your free time here. It's fine. Write it. Absolutely nothing wrong with that.
So in extracurricular category, I've been with 5 points now. If I include
but then prioritize which one to write first.
Okay. So
if
what
I
is that?
I probably would have written about LGBT first.
Okay. And then I have SSG, where I worked. Then I also have a non-technical course on basics of filmmaking.
नहीं काम करो. Keep only 2, LGBT and one more. You decide this. LGBT is
okay, and the hobby.
Yeah, just 2, LGBT and one more thing. Whatever you decide.
Okay.
2 things.
I can avoid community work.
Community work. Okay. So
sir, some questions. 2 scholarship till now I have got. One was in secondary schooling, state level ranking thi uski. Second is for UPSC preparation given provided by state government. It was caste based particularly.
No, UPSC वाला नहीं डाल सकते बाबा. नहीं, not about that.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Second one is that shall I mention only one hobby? Presently I have 2 hobbies. tree plantation is one. Watching movies is second.
Movie watching, to which type of movie? Just like any random movie, or you have got any specific choice?
No specific choice. Any random movie.
यार देखो, मूवी वॉचिंग के साथ ना आई एम नॉट वेरी कंफर्टेबल बिकॉज इट डजंट गिव अ वेरी गुड इंप्रेशन यार। वो है ना, काउच सर्फिंग टाइप की बात हो गई कि कुछ नहीं मिला तो बैठ के मूवी देख रहे हैं।
Sir, particularly I have analyzed movies during watching. What social message they are giving.
Analyze करते हो तो do you write any blog or something?
No, not like that.
Okay. So what was the benefit of analyzing movie when you are not writing anything on that? If you are a critic, movie critic, you watch a movie and then you write a blog on that, and even if your blog is not that famous, had it been famous तब तो ठीक है, अगर नहीं भी है at least you are writing, I mean watching movie and then writing a blog, तब तो अलग बात है यार। see यार देखो, हॉबी और इंटरेस्ट ना, it should enrich you, वो टाइम पास नहीं होना चाहिए यार। आप मूवी देख रहे हो and you are not doing anything about it, तो टाइम पास हुआ ना, you're killing your time। फिर वही काम करोगे, IAS बनोगे और सॉलिटेयर खेलोगे अपने ऑफिस में बैठ के।
राइट सर,
किलिंग टाइम ना। बट लेकिन वही अगर मूवी देखते हो एंड देन यू क्रिटिसाइज, यू राइट समथिंग अबाउट दैट, तो फिर वो आगे यार that's related to your intellectual self, that's related to your curiosity, that's related to many things यार। बट वो सिर्फ मूवी देख रहे हो तो यार ऑफिस में सॉलिटेयर खेलोगे फिर।
वी हैव व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप where we discuss what the message was.
ना वो सब यार वो है, वो सब टाइम पास है। वो व्हाट्सएप तो और एक टाइम किल करने वाला चीज है।
ओके सर,
नथिंग। यार सोशल मीडिया वगैरह के बारे में बात मत करो यार। एट मैक्स ये ब्लॉग, उसके बियॉन्ड नहीं। ये नहीं कि आप फेसबुक पे लिखते हो, मैं भी लिखता हूँ, सब पास टाइम, पता है तुम्हें?
यस सर,
या इट्स अ पास टाइम यार, इट डजंट गिव वेरी गुड इंप्रेशन अबाउट यू। बिल्कुल नहीं
सर, इट वाज माय हॉबी इन लास्ट अटेम्प्ट आल्सो। मेंबर आस्क अबाउट censorship, what is the classification, how censorship done, this type of question were put.
हाँ, पर उसमें तुम्हें देखो, if you had given good answers, उसमें तुम्हें प्लस पॉजिटिव मार्क्स नहीं मिला होगा। you will not get positive marks because of that, but if you don't answer you will get negative marks. So what's the point in going in that direction where you are not going to gain marks? You are defending. See, you have got 25 minutes. If they have asked you 3 questions there, you have wasted 5-7 minutes time. You have gained 0. So if you could defend the questions, you are not going to get marks.
Right, sir.
You just killed your time, 5-7 minutes time. So you are left with only 10-15 minutes to project yourself. See, ultimately you are going to the interview with a purpose to gain marks, right? These questions are not going to give you marks. So you are trying to defend your time, defend your personality, your candidature by wasting 5-7 minutes time. So you're left with another 10-12 minutes time. In that,
one basic question, sir. One basic question was that where is the center of censorship board?
हाँ, ठीक है। तो मतलब इसमें क्या हुआ? मुंबई में है।
I was know that Mumbai, but at that time I forgot that and said I'm sorry, I'm not able to recollect now.
You lost marks.
Confused between Delhi and Mumbai.
तो ये देखो यार, क्या है कि this kind of questions are, this is what I'm saying, this kind of questions are not going to give you marks. These are going to kill your time and you'll be wasting that much time in defending your candidature.
Okay.
If you had not given answer, you didn't know, so you lost marks, couple of marks. Even if you lost 5 marks, so you lost 5-7 minutes, lost 5 marks also. How much did you get last attempt in an interview?
160 was there in interview.
If you had not given that hobby, you probably would have scored 170, 180. बताओ, क्योंकि 5-7 minutes तो कुछ और क्वेश्चन भी तो पूछ देते ना वो।
Yes, sir.
Why to wait? See, getting number of questions is not important. Getting number of relevant questions are important. How many relevant questions related to your personality are asked? तो GS का क्वेश्चन हो गया ना बाबा, कि where is CBFC?
Right.
तो GS तो तुम तो दे चुके ना, मेंस का एग्जाम लिख चुके ना, उसमें तो मार्क्स आ गए तुम्हारे। तो इसका मतलब वो रिपीट हो रहा है, you are not going to get marks. But if questions are asked related to your personality, your interest, that is going to yield you marks. वो तो तुम्हारा opportunity गया, just because you wasted that 5-7 minutes. ठीक है?
Sir, then I left with tree plantation only then.
हाँ बस ठीक है, उसके बारे में पढ़ो
Where-
जरा. I've given you enough hint here.
Sir, sources if you know some.
ट्री प्लांटेशन गूगल करोगी इतना. देखो यार, 2-3 चीज तो मैंने बता दी. इंदिरा गांधी गवर्नमेंट ने had started this program. It was a big failure. With a good intent, it was started and it ended as a failure. Why it
Okay, sir.
failed? पढ़ो पहले, सबसे पहले.
Sir, on this topic, it was also in my DAF last year. No single question was asked.
Just because they see, I tell you something. अभी तुम्हारे प्लेट में खाना रख देगा, ठीक है, और जितना तुम खा सकते हो उससे ज्यादा है, तो सबसे पहले ये देखा जाएगा ना कि कौन सा वाला ज्यादा इंटाइसिंग लग रहा है. वो
Right.
हाथ लगाया, वो कचरा निकला, पेट तो भर गया. You wasted.
Right.
So give them relevant topics to talk about ना.
Right, sir.
DAF को ऐसा भर देना टारगेट नहीं है. The target is to give them hint about your positive aspect of yours. ये
Right,
यार
sir.
ये ना मेंस का आंसर का स्क्रिप्ट थोड़ी है कि पूरा भर दो, जितना भरोगे उतना नंबर मिलेगा, ऐसा नहीं होता है. Try to
Right, sir.
showcase your positive aspect, creative self of yours. That is important.
Sir, presently also to sustain my UPSC preparation, I work in my farm. So can it be a hobby?
Working in a farm is not a hobby यार, वो तुम अपने घर के लिए कर रहे हो.
Activity है वो तो शायद. Right.
दो हॉबी कैसे परस्यू कर रहे हो? कितना टाइम है तुम्हारे पास? एक हॉबी करो ना बाबा.
Right.
मल्टीपल हॉबी डजंट मीन यूर सुपरमैन.
Correct, sir.
बस पहले नॉर्मल ह्यूमन बीइंग रहो ना, एक काम तो करो.
Right.
ट्री प्लांटेशन, फोकस ऑन ट्री प्लांटेशन ओनली.
Okay, sir.
बहुत कुछ है लिखने के लिए. If you are coming for mock, I am going to ask questions on that, and you'll get some hint also.
Probably online mock is there.
Online नहीं, I don't think there's going to be online mock. There will be offline.
Okay,
Where are you
okay.
from?
Maharashtra, Pune.
अच्छा ठीक है. Then you can do one thing. You can book a 1-to-1 session with me if
Okay,
it's
sir.
possible.
Okay.
Then we can have it. Then we can have a
Civilsdaily
discussion
only.
of half an hour.
Okay, sir. That will be
Contact-
very helpful, sir.
Contact Civilsdaily team. Maybe we can have a 1-to-1 session.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay. Any other questions, or should we wind up? It's already, I think, 1.5 hours.
Right, sir. It was very
So-
enriching, informative session. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Okay. So should we call it a day? So
Thank you, sir. It was a very good session.
thank you. So best of luck to all of you. Prepare well. Come for mock. Then we will have some more grilling, and that should also help. So if you can come to Delhi, come and join our mock sessions. Okay.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update from Civilsdaily.